Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and I'm an intuitive healer. So today I want to talk about something that's been coming up for myself recently, as well as several of my clients. If you are someone who has not been feeling well, or maybe you have felt spun or out of sorts or uncertain or confused or just plain old icky, it is possible that it is not your stuff that you're feeling. So last week, and I believe also the week prior, I was feeling really, really spun to the point where it felt like things were whirling around me and I couldn't quite grasp what they were. And I felt like as I was walking, my feet weren't really touching the ground. So I was feeling, just all over the place. So I did not feel grounded. And that's uncommon for me at this point. So I knew that something was going on, but it wasn't until I met with a client at the end of the week and her first words were, "I'm feeling really spun," that I was like, oh, here we go. Spirit is literally knocking on my door going, pay attention, this is for you too. Because she literally used the same word, saying that she felt really spun or spun out, that I had used to my friend as I was going for a dog walk an hour prior. And so here's what we discovered. I had seen in the session that there was like all this big energy above her head, like huge, like 100 times the size of her. And that there was this little tail of it that was dipping down into her. And this was a collective energy that was being experienced and felt by her. So if we look at the world right now, or maybe our country or our community or the people we know, we would understand that things seem messy right now. They feel messy, they feel chaotic, they feel bumpy. There's a lot of confusion. So a lot of people who feel unsettled, unclear, confused. And so this would make sense. So sometimes we are picking up on this collective energy, and a collective energy is, I'm gonna tune into the words because we heard this in a message and I thought this was interesting. We were told that a collective energy is the combined energies, it is the propulsion of combined energies from people that can make us feel lack of clarity or just plain old not good. So it's the propulsion of combined energies from people that can make us feel cloudy. That was the words, cloudy. So, and this really resonated for this woman at the time and actually for myself. So if you've worked with me, you know that I don't take any credit for this work. I consider myself the narrator. And so I'm literally just shown, I'm actually the witnessing whatever transpires in the sessions, and I narrate it or commentate it like a commentator. So this woman was instantly, as we saw this, she was surrounded by these beautiful beings of light, these divine guides. And the first thing they did is they walked her. They got her to create space between her and the collective energy. So they walked her up this beautiful path and up these stairs and then eventually up this beautiful beam of light. And once she was in this higher frequency state and she had gained lots of space, they then began to clear the energy, clear the collective energy, as they put it. And they were kind of doing this interesting thing where they were moving their hands back and forth above her crown. And so it wasn't really their hands, it was more like they were setting that intention to clear, and it translated to me as if they're using their hands. And so it was like clear, clearing the collective. And then, so this is what I learned from it. One, get space. So actually, I'll go through that in the end. I'll summarize. The next thing they did is they connected her to this beautiful gold beam of light. And this is source or spirit or divine frequency, if you will. And as it was coming through her, they said, this in itself cleanses. This beautiful light cleanses. And it is like an umbilical cord because it nourishes. And so it's a cleansing and a nourishing and a cleansing and a nourishing. And so it is this beautiful connection with source, this big, beautiful beam of light coming through that then nourished her and cleared of anything that was clouding her, any of that collective. So what is the purpose in doing this? And you know, for her, for me, for others, because that way we can be sovereign, and we can also have the awareness of what is ours, right? If we don't know what is ours, then we're going to be at the mercy of these confusing energies. And that is no way to live, right? That's no way to live, because then we don't feel good. We don't know really what we're doing, what are, you know, that's not sovereign. So that's part of it. And then secondly, because that way we can tap into, okay, now what is mine, right? What is going on within me that is mine, that I can acknowledge, make peace with, heal, and clear, which is where the session then went with this woman. So the things that I took away from that, because I felt miraculously better after that session than I had in the 7 days. I needed that, which is often what happens anyway in my work, is that it's for me as well. What I took away was, one, get space. So you can do this in meditation. Close your eyes and imagine that you can walk away. So as if you're walking down a path and up some stairs, and then you can even travel up the beam of light, high up, go high, high, high up, and then feel like you've gotten all this space, right? This huge, it's like going in an airplane up. You're no longer at the airport, right? You've gotten space from the airport. And once you've gotten space, then ask, right? And you don't need to know how to do this. Ask, dear divine, please help me clear of any energies that do not belong to me. It's as simple as that. You don't need to know how to, but you do need to ask. Okay? You do need to ask, because as humans, we have free will, but we also have this beautiful connection. I shouldn't say but. We also have this beautiful connection with divine beings, with beings that are not embodied. We have all the support around us. So we just need to ask for that support. So you can ask, dear divine, please clear me of any energies that do not belong to me. And then sit and feel into it and allow and breathe. And I guarantee you will feel better by doing this. So if you want support, or you'd like to reach out to either clear things that you're holding, or help you get unstuck or clear, or feel emotionally, physically, mentally better, please feel free to reach out. You can find me on my website at rachelshonecker.com.